Well, it's an honor to be asked to come back. I'm thrilled to be here. It's full circle to be able to think about all the hours that I spent in the hallways and walking the campus. It was a slightly different campus when I was here. This is so beautifully grown now. And to be able to hopefully give back to the school and to the community here, even if it's just in sharing my experience and talking a little bit about what I've learned along the way and what Wake Forest was able to do for me. And so it's thrilling to be here and to be able to reconnect with the community. There are several key moments in my professional time here. A couple of things. I was a business major and a music minor. Those two disciplines were excellent, and I was very excited about both of them. They also had the distinction of having classes that sometimes were right at the same time as each other, exams that were happening at the same time as each other, and concerts and things that I needed to do that sometimes conflicted with business school activities. But the thing that was so distinctive about my Wake Forest experience was how much the professors and the community really worked together to create the experience that I wanted to have and the education that I wanted to get. And so the combination of the business school professors who moved exams so that I could do what I needed to do at the music school, and the music school faculty that similarly were flexible with what I needed to accomplish so that I could participate fully in the business school activities. Business school professors going to my concerts and music professors supporting my business endeavors. It was really a great example of how the Wake Forest community invests in our students. But I should also say, if I have to remember one moment at Wake Forest, I did get married here in Waite Chapel and met my husband here. So I would be remiss if I did not raise that as a really important. Ed Chrisman married us here, just around the corner. Well, first of all, the Levies on the music side, I took lessons and all my music theory and a variety of different learnings from them, and we're just great partners in my musical education, along with the Troutwines as well. And then on the business side, John Dunkelberg, Professor Emeritus now, was a professor who I spent a lot of time with, and his entrepreneurship class was absolutely one of my favorites. I think I did I remember to this day, I did a business case on a prepaid card for school campuses, and I really wish that I had actually implemented that idea. But that was a very fun class. I learned a lot from him. And then the late Horace Kelly was an incredible mentor to me in all ways. And I took his marketing classes. And then as I was considering my various job opportunities, he was really instrumental in those choices and helping me think through career paths, and made a big difference in how I started my career post Wake Forest. I felt very well prepared for the next step that I took after Wake Forest. I went in to be an analyst at Anderson Consulting. I was doing process design work, some technology work. I was actually coding in my earliest days, and also some strategy work there. And the breadth of topics that we covered, both in the liberal arts program as well as in the business school, really set me up for the breadth of things that I would see being a consultant in all of those different disciplines, and learning to work with people and the holistic nature of what we were tackling in terms of business problems, and being able to speak the language from day one, have the right problem-solving orientation, and I was taking all those skills from what I had been prepared to do through school and through Wake Forest. There were also several other Wake Forest alum who worked at Anderson, and so I knew people from that and saw how well they did. And so as a result, Anderson Consulting also really liked to recruit Wake Forest students, which was great. And so there was a very big support network. And yes, you never know exactly how things are going to go, but once I got into the topics, I realized, oh, I've seen this before. I know how to think this through. And that was all as a result of the education I received here. Private equity as an asset class is very growthful. There's a lot of different opportunities. You know, when I started at Bain Capital in 2006, we largely had our private equity business in the different regions actually were still really emerging. And we also had our credit business. Well, since that time, we now have 12 different business units across a variety of other asset classes, including private equity and credit and capital strategies, et cetera. And you've seen that also across the industry, that the need for these vehicles for different investment strategies that are offered through private equity, through credit, through other business units and asset classes is something that's definitely in demand as a place for investors to find those higher return opportunities. And then doing all of that in a way that really is developing and growing great companies. So the companies that we invest in, it is all about how you grow those businesses, how we contribute back to the entire stakeholder universe that's there, employees, the leadership teams, the community, the entire range of stakeholders that are involved in each one of those businesses. And so it has certainly evolved a lot from the many earliest years of the innovation in private equity to what it is now. Those earliest moments in your career are seared in your memory because the learning curve is so steep. But I certainly remember being new at Anderson Consulting and finding my way and going to St. Charles and learning how to code in COBOL at the time, which is mainframe system computing language. And then that led to banking systems, that led to telecom, and that led to working on a project where we were supporting the financial infrastructure for one of the first satellite networks in the country and across the globe, actually. And so it's one of those situations where early on you think, wow, you know, we're solving really big problems, but you're doing that one piece at a time. And you learn to, you know, have those problem-solving skills and break those problems down. And certainly being on those teams were very memorable in the earliest parts of my career. And then as you move on and are in leading teams and leading organizations and thinking about the talent that you're developing as people are coming up in their careers, those are the things that I really value the most, is seeing the opportunities that we can give for people to really stretch and learn, and for people to take advantage of learning something new, digging into a problem, working together as a team. What happens when you put complementary skills together on a team and what they really can solve? And the innovation that comes out of that, the ability to have diversity of perspective in those rooms is super valuable. And then when you step back and say, wow, as an organization, look at the talent of our team, and investing in the development of that talent and investing in how to make them reach their full potential, those are some of my favorite moments, certainly in my career now. In any situation that they're in as they step out into the world, to just take advantage of everything that they can learn from that situation. It may be the perfect job, it may be not quite the perfect job, it may be not quite the right project, it may be exactly what you were looking for, but if you take advantage of every opportunity that's given to you and figure out what you can learn from it, that will just allow you to step into that next opportunity even more prepared and see what you can do. And having that growth mindset and that learning orientation is really important while you're even extended beyond Wake Forest. So learning doesn't stop here. It continues throughout your entire career. We're always learning something new every day, and to keep that mindset is really valuable.